All right, I want to welcome you all to this explanation of the Advocare compensation plan. And I wanted to do this because I know for a lot of people, this maybe has not been explained to you, or maybe just hasn't been explained well. So I want to go over specifically how we get paid in Advocare, all 5 different ways. And then also I'm going to, as just a little bonus, I'm going to give you 10 tips on how to get individual and group momentum going in your business. So when Matt Warren, who's the guy that got me introduced to Advocare, when he introduced me to Advocare and kind of went over the success system, it went way over my head. And for those of you that are just joining, again, don't worry, I will be flipping the screen to where it is upright. I just have to kind of share both screens. So for those of you who are watching on not on the Facebook Live app, but on the main registration site, I've got my phone over here that is going live on Facebook. So I want to make sure we capture as many people as possible. That's why we do this, right? But when Matt Warren explained the compensation plan to me, it went straight over my head. You know, I kind of had an idea, but I didn't know overrides, leadership bonuses, and all that stuff. I understood retail profits. That's about all I understood, really. So I'm going to go over all of that for you. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump into this because I did want to keep this to a half hour, no longer than that, maybe even shorter. But let's not waste any time. Let me go ahead and switch screens here. Okay. So now for the rest of you, there you are. All right, now we got a straight screen for you. So as we go through this, all right, so just again, real quick overview, there are 5 ways that we get paid in Advocare. Of course, there's retail profits, wholesale commissions, override, and leadership bonuses, and that's what we're really going to go over with. I'll hit just a little bit on the incentives, trips, and pay period bonuses, but ultimately, the real income that we make, the dollars that are going into your pocket, are going to be ways 1 through 4, with the exception of the pay period bonuses and things like the preferred customer bonus that is going on right now. The differences between being a distributor and being an advisor are right here. So as a distributor, joining just for the $59, and you can get anywhere from a 20 to a 30% discount, right? Well, you can only earn income 2 ways, okay, through retail profits and wholesale commissions. Now, advisors earn income all 5 ways. So retail profits, wholesale commissions, then overrides, leadership bonuses, and all the other additional bonuses that are out there and available to us. So it's smart to get to the advisor level. If you're doing this as a business, first of all, you want to maximize your discount on your product, right? You're going to be using these products probably for the rest of your life, so why wouldn't you want a 40% discount? Okay, but secondly, it doesn't take you any more effort to share a 24-day challenge at a 20% discount than it does at a 40% discount. The only difference is you're either going to earn $40, you're going to earn about $80. For my time, I would rather maximize my earnings. So advisor just makes sense. And it doesn't matter at what level you want to build this business to, whether it's $500 a month or whether it's $50,000 a month you want. Advisor is still the smart way to go. Okay, so let's talk about the first 2 ways that we earn income. The first 2 ways are through retail profits and wholesale commissions. Now, as I go through and I show you examples, I'm going to assume that you're at the 40% discount level. Okay, just for sake of math, we're going to assume you're at 40%. So retail, here's a great example because the reality is the top selling products that Advocare has is the metabolic nutrition system and Spark. Okay, so at retail, those retail for $68.90. You're going to save you're going to save $27.56 once you have your discount. So that's what you earn. You're always going to earn whatever your discount is. So if you're saving $28 on it and you go and retail it out, well, that's what you're going to earn right back. And there's 2 ways that this can happen. This can happen hand to hand. So you hand somebody a box of M&S and you hand them a box of Spark. They pay you in cash, check, or even credit card if they're swiping it. And you're going to sell it to them at the retail price. Again, retail price $68.90. You paid $41.34, so your profit is $27.56. Now, if you look at this, M&S and Spark, this is a 14-day supply. Now, technically, the Spark may be only a week supply if they're doing 2 Sparks a day, which is what I do. But some people just do 1 a day, and that's perfectly fine. So let's just say they're doing 1 a day. This is a 2-week supply, so they're going to have to get another one for a full month. So now, if you look at it, well, you retail $27.56 for sake of math. Let's just round that down to 25. Okay, so if they ordered this twice in a month, that's $50. Think about it, guys. 10 people using M&S and Spark, that's an extra $500 in your pocket every month. Just 10 people. And if $500 is all you want, that's great. But I tell you what, you're just going to notice a gradual increase in that because those people who are on it might start sharing it and telling people to get it from you. So this is how we earn retail profits. Retail profits are through your Advocare microsite, where somebody goes on and they pay full retail for it. You get whatever your discount is. So again, your discount's 40%. You're going to earn $27.56 anytime that somebody places an order for M&S and Spark on your site. And then again, hand to hand, you also earn that. Okay. So the nice thing about having them order it online is you don't have to worry about shipping. So you're not eating that cost. And one other thing too, guys. So speaking of shipping and taxes. So I get a question a lot of times, well, should I include taxes and shipping? Taxes, yes. I always recommend that you include taxes when you're selling anything retail, okay? Because if somebody's getting it from you, you pay tax on those products. Now, for me in Florida, we do not have sales tax on nutritional products, so I don't worry about it. But I know in Ohio has sales tax. I know many other states have sales tax on nutritional products. So make sure you pay attention to that. It's going to be probably anywhere from 6 to 7.5%, just based on where you live. So you need to add that into it. Or you can eat that cost. That is completely up to you. I don't recommend that you do that. The only cost that I would recommend that you can absorb yourself is the shipping. Because the reality is, a lot of times when we order a bunch of products, we're ordering quite a few, right? And let's say you order 20 different products and shipping was $10. So 50 cents of every product was part of the shipping. So can you absorb 50 cents? Yeah, I think you can. And it just kind of makes it easier that way. But also let people know up front, say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take care of the shipping for you this time, but next time I want you to order it online. You can kind of play around with it how you want. Okay, so let's move on. So we've got retail. Now, let's talk about the 24-day challenge. So the 24-day challenge at retail is $195. Your savings, when you order it, $78.28. So that is the retail profit. So anytime somebody orders a 24-day challenge from you, you're going to earn about $80. So again, let's go back to that 10-person example. You get 10 people on the 24-day challenge, that's $800 in your pocket. Not a bad deal. And here's what's going to happen. What do we recommend after the challenge? We recommend continuing on the max phase, right? M&S and Spark. Maybe throw in some meal replacement shakes. Maybe continue on some of the fish oils. But let's just say we do the bare minimum, M&S and Spark. So up front, off those 10 people, we got $800 for getting the 24-day challenge out there. Then they continue on M&S and Spark. So now we've got $500 because, again, remember that this is a 14-day supply. So they're going to have to double their order to have a full month. So $500 a month just from those 10 people who continue on product. Pretty good deal. All right. Now, let's just say you've got these people on product, and maybe they do want to flip over to this, right? They want to continue on product. They got great results. Well, now they go and say, hey, you know what? I remember you talking about this preferred customer distributor option. What are those? Okay, so now you can get them to enroll as either a preferred customer or a distributor. Okay, and that's where we earn wholesale commissions. Wholesale commissions are what you earn from your discount to the discount that your preferred customer or distributors have. So the example here, you can see you're at the 40% level. You have somebody who enrolls for the discount. They're at 20%. you're going to earn the difference between that. So they save 20% and you earn 20%. So let's look at the example of the 24-day challenge. We have the retail value at $195.70. The 20% difference in the discount levels is $39.14. So your friend is going to save $39.14 and you're going to earn $39.14. Now, the question comes up, so well, shoot, why the heck do I want to sell something at a discount where I earn less and versus earning $80 when I sell a 24-day challenge? Well, here's the thing, guys. Okay, first of all, there are a lot of studies out there that show that people who have a discount are more consistent with their orders. Okay, so they're going to be purchasing more product over the lifetime than if they don't have the discount. But even that aside, guys, just be a nice person. These are your friends and family, right? You want to help them out, help them get a discount. So don't always worry about chasing the money. We need to make sure that we are giving people the best possible service that they can. In fact, I try and give everyone, whether they want to do this as a business or not, I want them to get a 40% discount. Because I know if they're at the 40% discount, they are locked in. They're going to use these products the rest of their lives. And as you'll see when I get into overrides and leadership, that actually, there's benefits there. Okay, so we want to get people to the highest discount level. Don't worry ultimately about, well, it's a smaller percentage, so that this doesn't make sense. This is what I can tell you. For any of you who are building this as a business, your fortune is not going to be in retail or wholesale commissions. Okay, let me repeat that. Your fortune in Advocare is not retailing product. Your fortune is getting other people to that advisor level and helping them help other people. Okay, when you get into overrides and leadership, that is where the true wealth and this type of compensation plan is built. So when you're new in this business, your main source of income is going to be retail and wholesale commissions. But as you grow, as you help people get to that 40% level, you're going to see the switch and move over into the overrides and leadership bonuses. So this is kind of a nice little graphic for it. So if we look at our sources of income, so retail profits and wholesale commissions, those come from distributors who are not at the 40% level, comes from retail customers, and it comes from preferred customers. Okay, our income from overrides, leadership bonuses, and then any of the incentive trips and pay period bonuses comes strictly from advisors. So the more advisors you have, the more override you earn, the more leadership you earn, and the more qualified you can be to earn the extra bonuses as well. Okay, so that's just a good graphic that kind of explains that. And just FYI, guys, I'm going to show you where you can find these slides, so don't worry about that. There is, it's on your Advocare microsite, so it's pretty cool. So let's talk about the next 3 ways that we earn income. And again, these next 3 ways are only open to those who are at the advisor level. So overrides. And let me make a note real quick that don't get too overwhelmed with some of this stuff. Because the reality is, with overrides and leadership bonuses, this is the part where when Matt was explaining it to me, it kind of went over my head. Okay, it wasn't until I finally got people to the 40% level and I had some business builders that it all really started to make sense. But I'm going to try and do my best to explain how it works so you can kind of see the numbers. The nice thing is Advocare calculates all of this for you, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, so when we calculate override and leadership bonuses, it is always on business volume. And if you've ever gone and you ordered some product and you see at the bottom it says retail volume and then it says the business volume for this order is XYZ, okay, that's what we're going to talk about, business volume. Business volume is about half of the retail value of the product orders, okay? So we earn anywhere from 5 to 7% of the business volume through other advisors that are on our team. Okay, override is earned 3 levels deep, and that means, so an example. I'll just use the Oshodins real quick. So actually, the Oshodins is a really good example because here's how it works. Let me flip this around. I think I can. Okay, cool. All right. So with Brandon and Olivia, technically. Joe, oh, I gotta change this real quick. I forgot, I've got 2 things going here. There we go, okay. So Joe Gardner is a guy who I trained, who's a friend of mine, and I got him our product. He got to the advisor level, but is just a happy 40% discount customer. Okay, he has no interest really in building the business, but he introduced me to Brandon. Okay, Brandon and Olivia are advisors on the team, and then we have Marcus and Jessica, who are one level to Brandon and Olivia, and then there's Nathan Reed, and there's a lot of people in between. Okay, so I'm just throwing some of those names out there, but this is how it works, and this is where the Advocare compensation plan is totally fair. It's really cool how it works. So to be a working level, okay, a working level in Advocare is that advisor has at least $500 in a pay period. Okay, so Joe, for example, places maybe a couple $100 order every month. So Joe technically is not level 1. Brandon and Olivia are, and then Marcus and Jessica are level 2, and then Nathan would be level 3. Okay, so that's kind of how it all works. It's all based on working level. So that's just kind of a little snapshot. You'll kind of see as you start getting more advisors on your team, you'll kind of see how that works. But the reason that that's fair is if Joe was always considered level 1, okay, then Brandon was level 2 and Marcus and Jessica were level 3, then I wouldn't earn override off of anything that Nathan's leg was doing. So they look at that. They look at the volume in there, and heck, it could skip down to 10, 20 levels if there's nobody in between who is really working the business. Okay, so that's why we always say you want to dive deep into your organization, because you never know who several levels down may really rise up and really wants to do this business to a high level. So just a little example there. I'll flip this back around. Okay, cool. So we're back here. All right, so business volume is 50% of all the retail volume or value beneath any advisors that are on your team, again, through 3 levels. So if we look at the example of a 24-day challenge, so the retail value, $195.70, half of that is $97.85. Okay, so we take $97.85, we multiply that by 7%, because that's the highest amount of override that you can achieve. And the difference between 5% and 7% is based on your personal volume. When you're building this business, on average, most people will have at least $1,000 in PGV. That's volume. Okay, PGV is your personal orders, distributors who are not at the advisor level, and any wholesale or retail sales that kind of go through your website. So that's all of the volume that's generated. So we're just going to assume you always maximize your overrides. Okay, so we take that $97.85, we multiply it by 7%, so you earn $685. So when that 24-day challenge is sold through an advisor, you're earning $685 in override. Now again, question always comes up, well, that's so much smaller than the 40% I could earn if somebody just bought retail. And again, yes, that's true, but what you're going to see as you accumulate override, you achieve leadership bonuses, and that's where the true wealth is built. That's where the residual income is, because this is what I can tell you. I don't do a whole lot of coaching with Brandon and Olivia anymore. They know what they're doing. They're building their team. I'm really there just for support. So it's a smaller percentage, but it's a smaller percentage of a much, much greater pie. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So that's what override looks like. Override is 7% of the business volume that comes in through advisors. Okay, now we can look at some other examples here. So we just went through that first one. Okay, now let's say you accumulate 3,000 in volume through advisors. So if we take half of 3,000, that's 1,500. 1,500 times 7% is $105 in override. As you're going to see, $105 in override is equal to silver leadership. So then you would earn an additional bonus on top of that. Okay, if we look at 15,000 in volume. So $15,000 in volume through advisors, half of that is 7,500. Multiply that by the 7% override we get. So you get $525 in override. $500 in override is equal to gold leadership level. So you would have additional percentages just on leadership from that. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what overrides look like. Now let's quickly talk about star legs, because you'll hear that. When you see the leadership levels, you'll see 3-star leg, you'll see 6-star ruby, 9-star emerald. Okay, a star leg is just one leg of business. So for me, Joe Gardner is a leg of business. Okay, and in that leg of business, we have the Oshodins, we have the Rainies, we have the Reeds, we have so many other people in there. So that is one leg of business. If that leg of business generates at least $100 in override, then that is considered a star leg. So through that whole leg, if there's at least 3,000 in volume, that is considered a star leg. Okay, so you can see some examples here. We have you as an advisor, 40%. You have an advisor down here, maybe they don't do anything, and then you have a new advisor comes in and they do 3,000 in retail. Well, it doesn't matter, there's 3,000 in retail. It doesn't matter how it gets there, as long as it's through advisors, you have $105 in override because of the calculations that we just went through, and that is now considered a star leg. Same thing here. You can have an advisor who has distributors. Okay, these are not advisors here, but this volume is going to this advisor. So this $1,500 here, the two, so it's $1,500 in one, $1,500 in two, which is 3,000 plus the 1,000 from this advisor. So we've got a total of 4,000. Obviously, we know if it's more than 3,000, it's going to be a star leg, right? And then, of course, in this other option here, example, there's only 2,000 in retail volume that has been accumulated, so it's not considered a star leg, but you still earn $70 in override from that leg. Okay, so that's just a difference in the star leg. Star leg has at least 3,000 in volume through that leg, 3 levels deep through advisors. Now let's look at the income disclosure statement real quick, because I think this one is, I was actually talking to a buddy of mine who's joining this weekend, and we were talking about just the different levels and how long it takes to get there. Well, what's really cool is this income disclosure statement is on your Advocare microsite. It talks about the different pay levels, the percentage of checks earned at each level, the average number of months to achieve it. And what's funny is, so I'm at the emerald level here, and it said 48 months, and that is almost on the dot how long it took me to achieve the emerald level. Now, you may look at it and be like, man, that's 4 years. Yeah, well, it's 4 years that I'm working part-time to build a full-time income, because if you look at this, this is per pay period, or yeah, per pay period. So the top 10 average around 14,000 per pay period. So double that, that's 28,000 a month. The bottom 10% is, let's call this 5,000 per pay period. So that's 10,000 a month. That's at the bottom, guys. $120,000 a year working part-time. And then the median, the average is 8,000. So that's 16,000 a month at the emerald level. So if it took you 48 months to earn, let's even say 10,000 extra a month, just very part-time, would it be worth it? I think so. All right, so the bonus progressions here. So just to show you this, so leadership, these are the leadership levels. Go silver all the way up to triple diamond. Now, these leadership levels, they obviously, you get an additional bonus from this. But what's really great about the leadership levels is it's called leadership for a reason. You're building a team, you're leading other people, you're helping other people. So that's why you earn the extra leadership bonuses. And so it can be anywhere from an extra 3% all the way up to, because all this adds on top of it. Once you achieve a new level, it's 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 all the way down to 19.75% additional. And here's the key, guys. Leadership is not just 3 levels. Leadership is as wide and as deep as your organization goes. So as wide as you build this, as deep as you build it, you're going to earn this percentage off all advisors. Okay, so let's talk about building a silver leadership team. I'm going to kind of go through these a little bit quick, just for sake of time, because I got a few other things that I want to cover. But with silver leadership, we talked about this. So you need at least $100 in override to achieve the silver leadership bonus. So as long as you accumulate $3,000 in retail value through advisors on your team, you're going to get $105 in override. So this $105 override gives you silver leadership. Well, as we just saw, Silver leadership, you get an extra 3%. So over here, we do the same thing. We take business volume, we multiply by 3%, so that gives us an extra $45 in leadership bonus. So just off bonuses alone, you're getting an extra $150. Okay, with this 1,000 in volume, that again, guys, this is very, I mean, if you're building this business, this $1,000 should not be an issue. So if you're retailing about $1,000 a product, that's about $400 that you're earning. So now we take that, that's $550 for a pay period. And that's why you can see how silver leaders average around $1,000 a month, okay, through overriding leadership bonuses along with their retail and wholesale commissions. Now, if we look at gold, okay, with gold leadership level, you have to accumulate 15,000 in volume through advisors, which will give you $500 in override. So again, half of 15,000, 7,500, multiply that by 7% override, and that's where you get 525. Now you get an additional 2% in your leadership bonus. So take that 7,500, multiply it by 3%, so that's your 45, and then multiply it by 2%, you're going to add that on top of it. Okay, so you earn 525, and then you earn an extra 5% leadership bonus. Now let's talk about when you get some star legs in there. Okay, so 3-star gold, for example. So the next level after gold is 3-star gold. You have to have 3-star legs to achieve 3-star gold. So 3-star gold, it's still the same volume. So 15,000, it's still the same override. The only difference is you need 3-star legs. So each one of these legs needs to have at least 3,000 in volume. And the total through these 3 legs needs to be at least 15,000. If you achieve that, you now earn your silver leadership bonus, so 3%, plus your gold bonus, an additional 2%, and now you earn an additional 2% for gold 3-star. So now you're earning 7% additional through all levels of advisors. And that's where these numbers really start to get big. Gold on average is right around 35,000 a year. Gold 3-star, I believe the average is somewhere right around 45 to 50, somewhere around there. It's on the Advocare microsite, but you can see how at the beginning, your business is really going to be centered around retail sales and wholesale commissions. As you build a team, though, you're going to see that shift. And you're going to see the shift that overriding leadership bonuses is where the majority of your income is made. Okay, so I did promise that I was going to show you an example of a Ruby. Okay, so Ruby pays on average right around $85,000 per year. Okay, Ruby 6-star, which is the same volume, just with 6-star legs, is just over $100,000 a year. Okay, now Ruby is also 1/4 of the way to gold. Gold pays on average over $500,000 per year. Okay, so if you can do this, you can build a diamond organization. You can build a platinum organization, because what gets you here gets you to everywhere else. What gets you to silver, honestly, pretty much gets you to everywhere else too, because you're accumulating at least 3,000 in volume, and you're going to build that through specific legs. Okay, so let's look at this example. All right. Again, we have you up here. You're an advisor. You have your $1,000 in retail volume, okay? Study after study shows that people who are building this as a business will, on average, have about $1,000 in volume per pay period. Okay, so we're just going to use that $1,000 number because for math, it's going to be so much easier to calculate. So let's say you have 3 advisors. Okay, and guys, of course, outside of here, you're going to have distributors, you're going to have preferred customers, you're going to have all that stuff. But just to make this look a lot easier, all right, and make it look cleaner, we're going to go with this example. So you have business builder number 1, business builder number 2, and business builder number 3. Each one of these has their number 1 level, right? So this is first level. And this is their second level. But for you, this is level 1, this is level 2, and this is level 3. So we're going to use this example because these are your 3 levels of business that you can earn override from. Ultimately, our goal is to find 3 people. 3 people that we can help find 3 additional people, and then help them find 3 additional business builders. Okay, so now we've gone from having 3 people on our team to an additional 9 people on our team to an additional 27. Okay, and everyone's doing about $1,000 in sales or personal purchases, whatever it may be. Okay, Lamar, cool, man. Go teach your daughter. That's the future of this world. So retail volume here, if we add this all up, it's $3,000. If we add up the second level, it's $9,000. If we add up this third level, it's $27,000. So the total retail volume through these 3 legs is $39,000. Okay. Now in Ruby, you have to have 3-star legs, but we already know, because even just on this first level, we have 3,000 in each advisor right here. So we know these are star legs. Okay. Now for sake of math, I'm going to round this 39,000 up to 40,000. Okay, so we have $40,000 in retail volume through all of these legs. So now we need to calculate business volume, right? So we know business volume is half of retail. So that's $20,000. Oops, should I click that? So that's $20,000 in business volume. Now we need to calculate your override. So we multiply that 20,000 by 7%, which gives us $1,400 in override. So that's what you're going to earn in override, $1,400. To achieve Ruby, you need to have at least 1,000 in override. So we've done that, right? We have at least 1,000 in override. So now let's calculate our leadership bonus. So for silver, we know we need to have at least $100 or more in override. Well, we have $1,400, so we have that. So we earn 3% of $1,400, which is $600. Okay, so that's leadership. That's our silver leadership. We also have at least $500 in override because we have $1,400. So we earn our gold leadership. That's 2%. So 2% of $1,400 is $400. Okay. Then we go over here to 3-star gold. We have 3 legs. We have our 3 legs of business. We have at least $500 in override. So that's actually wrong. It says 100. It should be 500. My bad. So that's an additional $400. And then Ruby is 1,000 or more in override. Okay, so we have at least $1,000 in override. So we get this extra 2%. So that's another $400. Now the next level would be Ruby 6-star. Well, we only have 3-star legs here, right? So we don't get Ruby 6-star until we have 6-star legs. So the 2-week total through all of this is $3,200. If we calculate that by 2, because we have 2 pay periods a month, right? So we have $6,400, and then your yearly average is $76,800. That is just off of this. Okay, this is not including wholesale customers, other distributors who may be working their way to advisor, or people who are just discount users. You know, all of that will add into this, but just a nice clean version is right here. So that's how you can make $80,000 a year just by building through 3 legs of business. So when people ask, you know, well, how wide do I build? How deep do I build? I mean, do what you can. Never turn anybody away. But ultimately, if you can find 3 key people that you can really work with and who are willing to be coachable and get you in front of people, you can build an $80,000 a year business. You don't have to go and find 100 people. You need to find 3. Okay, that's the power of this compensation plan. It's the power of 3. So let me end it with this. So there's 10 action steps that are going to help you build your business and kind of get off to a quick start. Okay, when we talk about individual momentum, one of the things that I always recommend is to send at least 10 care packages to your friends. And a care package will be an Impact magazine, a Spark, maybe more than 1 sample. It's up to you. And then new replacements, and maybe the DVD. I typically don't do the DVD. I think the Impact magazine speaks for itself. And what I like about the Impact magazine is I open it up and I will start writing on certain pages and then I'll earmark them. That way they can kind of see why I'm having them read that page. And of course, if they want to at whatever point throughout the day. If they want to go through the other pages, they're more than welcome to, but at least I've specifically highlighted a few things special for them. Okay, next, find 10 friends on Facebook and just instant message them. Now, let me just caution you when I say instant message them. It's not, hey, just wanted to see how you were doing. You know, I don't know if you've heard about Advocare, but me and Drew Brees is national spokesperson, and we've got this amazing scientific and medical advisory board, and blah, blah, blah. And you just advo vomit on them. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is just instant messaging them. And, you know, Greg Varvel, a good friend of mine, had said this one time, and I've used it a few times. I need to start using it more because it works. Is he started sending out messages, and it literally just said, Advocare, what do you know? Some people didn't respond back at all, but some people were like, oh, you know, I've heard of it, I've seen what you've been doing with it, but I don't know much. Oh, but that's great. You know what? It's really changed my life. I would love to be able to just, you know, maybe a few minutes share with you what it's done for me, and maybe see if it's, you know, the right fit for you. See how easy that is? You're not throwing Advocare at them. You're just wanting to see this, hey, this may or may not be for you, but it's been amazing for me, and I think it could really help you. So I'd love to just share it with you and get your thoughts. Okay? So find 10 friends on Facebook, instant message them. And of course, guys, when you do the 10 care packages and you do your 10 friends on Facebook, once you're done with those, then do another 10. Don't stop at 10, of course. Hey, spark 3 people a day, 10 on the weekends. This is a goal, okay? You're not always going to get 3 people a day. You're not always going to get 10 people on the weekends, but just make it a goal. Your goal, before you lay your head down at night, is to spark 3 people a day. Can you do that? Sure you can. 3 people a day? We can do it if we really want to. Okay, anytime you go to doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, car wash, go to massage, you know, be specific and work intentionally by bringing your impact magazines, bring some spark samples. We have those awesome cards now, the Start Something cards, that you can attach a spark to, and just spark at least one person everywhere you go. Why not? You never know where it can lead to. Okay? And then when we talk about children's sports events, recitals, church groups, parent-teacher conferences, spark people there, but the word of caution here was don't use your children as an excuse. Okay? Don't like just kind of pedal your kids off so that you can get spark off to other people. Use them as a reason. Okay? So you're doing this because of your kids. But you're not using them, and especially with like church groups and all that. I mean, go because you truly want to be there in that church group, not because you're trying to recruit. Okay, that is just the wrong thing to do, and I don't know what will happen on the other end if you do that, but I just don't recommend it. Okay, also follow up with people that you first shared Advocare with. Now, and this is the thing, guys, when we first start an Advocare, a lot of times we're really excited and we may burn some bridges, or we may get somebody started on product and we don't properly follow up with them. Give them a call. You know, the worst thing that they could do, there's 2 things. One is they just don't answer. The other thing is they're like, yeah, you know, I just really wasn't happy with it all, and you know, I'm happy with where I am. Okay, cool. Love them where they are, but at least you reached out to them and you tried to get them back in. Okay, and you at least apologize for maybe not doing them, you know, the best service that you probably could have, especially now as you know more about Advocare. Okay, on the side, call the top 20% on your team and ask what their specific individual goals are for the next 2 pay periods. Okay, now you may not have a big team, so that may be everyone. Okay, in your downline, and that's fine. Maybe you don't even have a team yet. Well, who are the top 20% of the people in your life that you know could benefit from this? Reach out to them. Okay, then call your top 20 and schedule a mixer, put it on the calendar. So same thing. If you have a team, great. Call your top 20%. If you have a small team, that may be all of them. If you have no team, who are the top 20% who, if you said, hey, you know what, I would love to be able to get together and share Advocare with you and maybe some of your friends. Just schedule a mixer. Guys, make the mixers fun. If you have never done a mixer and you want to see one, last night I did a mixer. I recorded it through Facebook Live, so it is on the group page. So feel free to watch that and kind of see how I do it. Again, I'm going to show you once we're done here in just a minute. where you can get those PowerPoint presentation slides. 9, go to freeconferencecalling.com, get a conference number, and set up regular calls with your team just to share information and kind of to maybe even get some guest speakers on it. If you like to do webinars and you're not sure how to do them, there's a couple different sites, and there's definitely more than this, but Manycam and freescreensharing.com are ways that you can do presentations like this and be able to broadcast it out, okay? So that's definitely one thing that I recommend that you do, and just get used to it. Just start doing it. You know, the nice thing about Advocare is we can work this business from anywhere. So we're not limited to our city or our state. We can branch this out all across the nation. And I know we've got a lot of people both on the Facebook Live group and also that are watching it through the webinar who are all over the states. Okay. So those are your tips there. And I'm going to switch over now. Actually, you don't need to see me. Let me go back to the screen. There we go. Give me 1 second. Okay. So let me pull up the internet here. Okay, so I'm going to show you where you can get these slides that I use. Now, I added the Ruby Blueprint slide, and I added the individual group momentum slides. But if you need those, I can always get them to you. So you just log in to your Advocare site. Okay, and then under My Advocare, you have these downloads and forms, and there's some really great stuff here. Just go to Business Tools. And guys, there's a daily activity tracker, there's the success system tracker, there's the team blueprint. This right here is your Ruby blueprint, okay? So you can print that out and actually put names in it. But here are your presentation guides, and you can download these as PDFs, you can download them as notes, and you can download them as PowerPoints, and you can edit the slides. Okay, so you have one that's just the About Advocare, you have one that's just about the business opportunity, you have the compensation plan. This is the one that I use. Now I pulled a few things off the business opportunity and put it on this one as well. And then you have the entire deal right here. So really cool what they give you guys to give us all to use. You know, that's one of the things about Advocare is they don't leave any stone unturned. If you want to build this business, you can. And speaking of, if you're new, or even if you've been around and you have not done the Getting Started videos yet, I highly recommend it. So that's under Learn. Click on Getting Started. Okay, this page will play up. It says, welcome to your personal training room. And then here's the Getting Started videos. You want to make sure you download the workbook first before you start watching. So you just click that, download it, and then you can print it off. And then start with video 1. Okay, you're going to start with video 1. This is probably the longest one. It's 7 minutes. Most videos are like 3 minutes. But the entire 12 videos on here take less than an hour to go through. Okay, so I highly recommend that you do that. And then, of course, there's tons of other corporate training videos on here. Just come down. There's product training, there's business training, business ethics, best practices, personal development, which is awesome. It's with Andy Andrews, who talks about just how to be a better person. Okay, so all that's there for you guys. There is, if you're on the webinar, there is a chat box that you can, let me switch that over, that you can ask any questions in. So I'm more than happy to take any questions that you have. Same thing with Facebook Live. You can ask a question and I'd be more than happy to go over. So let me know, did it make sense? For those of you still watching, hopefully it helped a little bit. But also I want to let you know, so one of the things that I said in the webinar for the registration link, those who attend live, I am opening up, and sometime throughout the week, to do some personal one-on-one training. So if you want some one-on-one training, when we're done here, shoot me a message on Facebook, email me, text message me, whatever. I'm going to be setting up some times. And it's all going to be individualized. So based on what your goals are, what your needs are, I'm going to kind of help try and maybe walk you through what I would do if I was in your position. Okay? So with that, guys, thank you for being on. I know I went over a little bit, but hopefully, again, that the compensation plan now makes some sense to you. And hopefully you can teach it to others, because all new distributors that come on who want to earn income, we need to be explaining this to them so that they can see where they need to be and why they want to get people to the advisor level, because overrides and leadership is where the wealth is made. Okay, if you want to be able to have a business where you can take a vacation for a month and you come back and your paychecks are the same, if not greater, that's where you build it. Overrides and leadership bonuses develop people, help people become more than they normally would be, and be able to achieve more than they. Guys, I can tell you this: Advocare is the average person's best shot at an above-average lifestyle. And I know it sounds cliche or whatever, but that's absolutely true. Because most people are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't ever see themselves getting out of that. And those who have the opportunity to maybe get bonuses or to get raises, or maybe even climb the corporate ladder, you know, when they look at how much they're actually going to earn, it will never, never reach the potential that you can have in Advocare. Okay, so that's 99.9% of people I talk to, that's the position they're in. And if you're not in that position, well, our products are phenomenal. You're going to love them, continue using the products. But, you know, the business opportunity is there for everyone. And there's no monthly minimums, there's no auto ship feature. So you can truly build this business how you want. Why not take a hold of it? People need what we have. People need what you have. So get out there and share it with them, guys. And please let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I'm always more than happy to help. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.